Hey guys, this is Hayley. I'm excited to welcome you into day 4 of the Reading Through Romans plan, where we'll be talking about Romans chapter 4. So let's get on into it. I am super encouraged by Romans 4. It's basically Paul giving a case study on the idea of justification by faith using the example of Abraham's life. And now Abraham is the patriarch of the Israelite people, of the nation of Israel. And he's the one that God actually initially gives the promise to, makes the covenant with, that he's going to bless all the nations of the earth, all the families of the earth, through Abraham and his offspring, through the nation of Israel. And now we, on the back end of that, know that that is Jesus. That is the redemption that is promised through Jesus. And Paul fleshes that out in explaining this whole idea of justification by faith in Abraham's life. Now, we keep saying this word justification. It's a big word. It's a church word. If you haven't heard it before, a lot of people will say, just as if I never sinned. It's kind of an easy way to remember it. And it's kind of a part of this legal language used to describe restoring our relationship with God. As we are broken and fallen in this world, being justified means that we come before God and he declares us righteous, even though we're unrighteous. And that's only possible through believing in Jesus. And he gives this example of Abraham that in Genesis 15, verse 6, it says that Abraham believed God and it was credited to him as righteousness. And now the Israelite people, they believed that just because they were related to Abraham, they were saved. They were part of God's chosen people, after all. But actually, it was the law given to Abraham and these traditions given to Abraham, they were given to reflect the faith that Abraham had. And the faith that he had was the reason that he was set apart for God, to be his chosen tool through which to bring redemption to the world. And so really the people of this time were thinking about things backwards. And I think we also fall into that trap of thinking about things backwards, that we have to hold this certain standard and come before God after we kind of fix ourselves. But really, the thing is believing that God is who he is and that he does what he promises. And that's what Abraham did. And that's the example given to us, given to the Israelite people. And so really, it's an encouraging story that, without that, the promise would mean nothing. That if you had to adhere to the law strictly, then no one would receive God's promise because no one is righteous. Not one, as it says in Romans 3. And so I think this is a really encouraging story, just to know that believing in God is just, that's it. Believing in Jesus, and the rest will follow. So I'm pretty encouraged by that. I hope that you will also be encouraged by that. If you haven't already, go ahead and read Romans 4 and you'll see what I'm talking about.